This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Women encourage their own problems with men. And yeah, I said it. Now, now I'm using the word problems, but once again, I was inspired to do this video because of something I read in the book I've talked about the last couple videos, In Search of Good Pussy. And it was a simple sentence. As I was preparing to do the first video, I was looking for good stuff to share. I saw this sentence and I had underlined this sentence over 25 years ago when I first got the book. And it's a very simple sentence, but it says so much. And it said, "Women too encourage their own abuse when they walk right past a nice guy to get to a bad guy." And I mean, he used the word abuse, and to be honest, this one of the few times that I did a retake of a video because I started going down that whole went on a tangent and went down that domestic violence path, and actually brought up an unpleasant memory of when I tried to well, not tried, but actually intervened with a woman who was getting her ass whipped by her man. I intervened, and for my troubles, almost had brains blown out because dude pulled a Glock on me. And it's funny. You have these women who, just as an aside, I don't want to get too much on a tangent, but I just want to get this out. You have these women who say, well, these good guys, these nice guys should intervene when these women are having trouble with these bad guys. Well, okay, fine. But like in that particular situation, I intervened, got the woman out of the situation, and it wasn't for me. Wasn't for me. In fact, yeah, it's a long story, which is why I had to do a retake of the video. It brings up some unpleasant memories. It was on someone else's behalf because he wasn't man enough to do it, you know. But got out the situation. What the woman do? She went right back to the man. So I don't want to go down that path, but just in general, women complain. They complain about deadbeats, right? They complain about men not stepping up to the plate. We see it in life. We see it on social media. We see it on television shows. Um, we see it all the time. They complain about it. They complain about that guy who cheated on them. They complain about that guy who was carrying some type of disease and gave it to him. You know, they complain about that guy that fucks their head up so badly they need therapy for months. But women have to take responsibility and understand they encourage that. Because once you walk past the good guy, the message you sending is you don't want a good guy. Because understand, when you walk past that good guy or that guy who's upstanding, you think that's just it. But see, over in the corner, some little boy is seeing that shit. Some little boy is seeing that. He is seeing a woman walk past the good guy to provide and everything. And he is seeing the bad guy get the woman. And that sends a message. That sends a message for older guys. It's amazing over the years how many men have approached me, offered me money to tell them how to not to improve their relationships, but how to be straight up dogs because they see the dogs winning. And even when I have tried to say, well, the good guys will win in the end, that's where I get the most arguments. And shoot, everybody has a credible argument when I say that. Now I can think of instances where a good guy has won, but it's hard. It's hard in this society because women don't realize of many of the problems women are complaining about. And I mean, even with that whole classic man debate, women getting dogged out by the players, but expect the classic men to well, either assert themselves more or come in and save the day or clean up the mess. I mean, a thousand things, but women encouraged it by empowering the bad guy. You created the problem. You set the tone. Because if women look, here's the thing, and I've used this example several times, but it is so appropriate. If women collectively said they want pirates, like just got on the airwaves, talk shows, and said they want pirates, like just one night, say they could say it one night. By 6 o'clock the next night, you will have dudes walking around with scarves, eye patches. Some will cut their damn legs off. Whoever sells parrots, they would have a windfall that day. And dudes be walking around talking about some arg. Because when I talk about women choose the men, you know, the men who, if the women in general, if they're going to empower the bad guys, then they, that's what guys are going to try to be. We talk a lot about these men wearing their pants off their ass nowadays, or having a bunch of tattoos, or doing whatever. They doing it because some women empowered them. Now, if you get a bunch of women, a critical mass of women, to say pull your damn pants up, I guarantee that shit change. And now women try to say, well, why don't men do it on their own? Well, many do. Many do act right, but the other men are seeing, and these men, and then other men see it and saying, "Hey, y'all not getting any play, so let me just be a dog." You know, just let me just be a dog. Let me just go out here and do what this old thing do. Let me cut off my emotions, because I see this guy. He's getting all these women. They showing him some love, and I'm sitting here holding my shit on a Saturday night, even though I have the education and I have the money. That's what the men are saying, because he's going by what he sees. I can tell him, I can tell him till I'm blue in the face how they should behave or what they should do. But then when they see some dude they know to be a thug, getting to play, and one thing women have to understand, even though in general select and non-select men really don't hang together, in general, every man, I don't care if he's non-select, he got somebody who grew up in his neighborhood, somebody in his family perhaps, who's a straight player, who's a bad guy. So he's finding out what's happening, because everybody got that one cousin. Everybody got that one cousin who you don't want to come to visit you sometime because the silverware might disappear. And we know how they rolling, because hey, when men get together, they gonna talk, and they gonna talk about a lot. Women don't realize that, even without social media, we gonna find out what's going on. Shoot, we will find out about somebody, cause that bad guy you messing with, that player, he done told somebody he fucked you. Rest assured, he told somebody. Now, some will announce it to the world and don't give a fuck, and others they gonna tell at least one other person, and then you know, depending on how much that one other person want to keep it on the low. But that's the one thing. Women, when they wonder why guys acting like this, like I get a lot of women who say, like, because I mean, as I said, I've probably coached more women than men. I mean, even to this day, I get donations from women. Think about that for a second, because they know what I'm saying is correct. Even some who want to argue with me or something, that's minor. That's minor. They know what I'm saying is right. So I mean, if yeah, because women they want to know why men are doing what they do, why they act a certain way, because something in the collective what women are doing collectively has let him know that he can get away with it. You're encouraging it. Like every problem women have, they encouraging it. If women collectively are concerned about deadbeat dads, if you keep having sex with irresponsible men, and men will show irresponsibility before, um, you know, before the sex happens, or show some signs. Men can't hide stuff that well. You encouraging it. You encouraging a man to be a player. You encouraging a man to be a player if you gonna like knowingly go after another woman's man, or if you gonna throw yourself at a man without him having to show you that he has good intentions towards you, or because he has a pretty smile. And one thing, women have to take responsibility for that. When you empower a small minority of men, most of whom really don't have good intentions, or at the very best, you might have somebody who's like a pretty decent dude, but they have no intentions of selling with you, if that's what you want. And let's be real, most women want that from that select man. You know, shoot, you encouraging, you empowering that. Like if women really wanted responsible, protective, providing type of men, then the simple answer is to empower those men. If women want men who are going to stick around and be there for the children. If they make a baby with you, they're going to be stuck there. It's like you don't have to question them or try to force them to step up. Then logic says, hey, you should have sex with that type of man, or you should only deal with that type of man, or allow that man into your womb. But when you're reckless, hey, you encouraging it. And overall in society, when you encourage the bad guy but find ways to put down the good guy, or the guy with good intentions, the honorable man, you encouraging your own problems. So anyway, y'all, that's it for today. This is one of those videos I need y'all to think about some stuff. So anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.